okay? So we can utilize the TV as a power source. All right, so let's get into our HDMI extenders over CAT, okay? Now this is our best-selling unit, our EVEX 2006, okay? I do have that with me. Let's see here, that's this unit right here. And again, with our extenders, you always get a transmitter and receiver. Now we do sell these separately because we've got a wall plate version out. So if you want to mix and match, you can, okay? Now this HDMI extender will extend your HDMI signal over a single Cat 5 or Cat 6 up to 164 feet. It is PoE, okay? You'll see power ports on both. We only give you one power supply. You pick and choose which side you want to power up, again, for much easier installation, right? So behind the TV, that little receiving unit does not need power. You hook up your CAT cable, your HDMI cable, and you are done. That's it. This is audio, video, and IR, okay? Again, our best-selling unit, plug and play. It's actually a patented product to where it's auto EDID, okay? It automatically matches up the handshake and EQ. So no settings, no dials to mess around with on that piece, okay? And again, our best-selling unit by far.
I think we brought in the kit itself, like we get the transmitter and the extended or the receiver.
Okay.
And we also sell them individually.
Right.
And then we also got the wall plate.
The wall plates, yeah. So again, you can mix and match. A lot of guys want to do the wall plates behind the TV for a much cleaner look, okay, which is really nice.
I had just the wall plate version, and the guy didn't want it. So I scrambled and got the other one.
Oh, really? Okay, the regular version? There you go, yeah. Again, you can mix and match however you like. That's what's really nice about this unit. Now, because of the success of this unit, it's kind of spawned off different versions of it, okay? So we've got an EVX 2007, and the main difference with this looks exactly the same. However, this does ARC. And ARC, if you're not familiar with it, it's called audio return channel, okay? And obviously you guys have them on your Pioneer Elite. What's that? No one wants to, but unfortunately it's a necessary evil, right?
It never works.
It never works, yeah, it never works. I do have a unit that basically goes around it. It's our HD-based T extender. Instead of going through this entire thing, it has basically a digital in, and it'll combine it over the category and break it out again. So it's sort of like an optical extender, if your TV has optical. And most TVs do nowadays. Yeah, so keep that in mind. So if you do need ARC, we do have it in this unit, okay? But I agree with you, we get a ton of calls with ARC. It's not a perfected technology. All right, this is our HDMI extender over single cat. It's called our EVEX VGA-HD. What's nice about this unit, you can come in either HDMI or VGA. So if you use HDMI in, works just like that extender I passed around, okay? If you're plugging VGA from an older laptop or computer, it'll extend that signal over the single cat. However, it will upscale and convert to HDMI for you. Okay, that's a great conference room type application for an extender. Okay, that one I do have. That's this guy right here, a little bit bigger. But you will notice on the transmitting unit, either HDMI or VGA, you can come in with either or. Great presentation piece, okay? On the receiving unit, same deal, HDMI and VGA. So if you want to hook up two monitors, you can. In fact, Mark back there, he uses this at his desk, okay? All right, do you guys do security NVRs? You do? Okay, perfect. Any NAS systems, computers that you guys do? Not necessarily, but certainly the NVRs? Yep. Okay. All right, so the big deal with NVRs is that, yes, you can control them with IP, however, they require a keyboard and mouse, right? So how do you control that NVR if it's 150 some odd feet away? Well, this is a brand new piece that we just came out with. It's called our EVEX KVM1. And what this does is instead of IR we talked about previously, right? Instead of that, it's got USB, okay? And the way this works is, let's say that's an NVR, okay? And that NVR is 150 feet downstairs, okay? And we can see that feed up here 150 feet away, but how do we control it? Okay, so this gives you the option of taking USB, connecting it to that NVR. That'll take the USB signals, combine them with the HDMI signals to the receiving unit, again, which is behind your TV, that guy right there. You've got 4 USB ports on the backside of your TV now where you can plug in a keyboard, a mouse. Heck, you can even plug your iPhone into it and charge it if you wanted to. Okay, really helpful. KVM is short for keyboard video mouse. Okay. So again, really helpful technology for your security NVRs. All right, so let's talk about our wireless HDMI extender. Any questions on the 2006 and the different versions of it? The KVM, VGA? Okay, perfect. Okay. This is our wireless HDMI extender. I know I had it somewhere, not right here. So in case you cannot run a wire, okay, we can do it wirelessly. Okay, and all it is again a transmitting unit where you plug in your source into, okay, instead of a wire. This will do it wirelessly up to 656 feet.
Why is that piece so much longer than the competition?
This piece right here?
Yeah.
It's a different technology, it's a different frequency. Much more longer. It almost uses sort of like a Wi-Fi technology instead of a true wireless.
Bigger antenna.
Bigger, well, yeah, bigger antenna. In fact, Mark uses this to get to a patio TV, right? Why? Because it's difficult to get a wire out there, right? He can do it wirelessly with the use of this, okay? TV is up on a mantle where you can't drill for a wire, get up to the mantle. Again, we sell a lot of these in that application.
Honestly, too, one of the reasons we brought in a larger system like this was commercially we had some options. This gives us a nice commercial opportunity, as well as a lot of the 100-foot range systems get interrupted quite easily. So when we went to this type of technology, it really beefed up the system, but it doesn't get interrupted at all.
What's the retail part?
Retails for about 600 or 700. So I mean, it's a very robust piece, but we find that there's just times we have to use it.
Yeah.
A lot of the smaller pieces, I mean, I used to use one when your Genies or even DirecTV boxes or the Hopper boxes would fall asleep. As soon as you try to wake them back up, a lot of the old units just they wouldn't transmit the signal. So we launched we tried launching 2 different models and we just
Didn't work out.
Through our QC process, they never passed.
Yeah.
So we just went with the more robust system, to be honest.
A lot of them, even the lower powered ones, they got really hot and they started failing because guess what? People would start putting them outside in a case for their outdoor TVs. Well, so the unit already ran hot. Guess what's going to happen inside a hot case, right, with a hot TV? So it started burning them out even, okay? That piece actually runs a bit cooler. Okay. You guys want to see it? Yeah. Sure.
It goes through, I mean, it goes through a lot. We've tried a lot of different structures. We've had no issues.
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, where my desk is, I'm about 600 feet away from our test lab, and that's going up a level through a couple walls, and there was no issue, no latency, no lag. So, really nice piece.
We have a lot of metal too. So
Yeah.
It's always a good sign when it gets through metal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never an issue.
Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about multi-view and video wall. Any questions on that wireless piece before we move on? Are we good?
We also still have the basic one, right?
We don't.
It's 100-foot or 200-foot?
Wireless?
Yeah.
We do not,
So
no.
all we
That
have
is
from you?
correct, yeah, that is the only option right
We
now.
don't make a smaller one right now.
Yeah.
just because-
We have another brand that
Yeah,
does
you
it.
probably have a Peerless or
Yeah.
HD Flow, right? Yeah, that's a good mid-level. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep. All right, let's talk about our multi-view and video wall products. Now this is our part number EVSW1040, okay? This is a 4x1 multi-view switcher. Did we bring that out?
Yeah, 1040.
Oh, right here, okay, sorry. So what this does, this works like a regular switcher, guys, okay? So this will switch from one source to the next, okay? Just like the 4x1 that I passed around before. What's different? Well, obviously it's a lot bigger, but it'll do this, okay? So you can watch 4 sporting events at once. You can bring all 4 cable boxes tied into this guy and watch 4 things at once, okay? You can tell I'm a big Chicago sports guy, okay? So you got all the different sporting events that you can watch at the same time, okay? It's got another mode that does a main screen with 3 smaller tiles on the right-hand side, okay? You're switching very easy, really fast, okay, seamless. Want to switch to the basketball game? Not a problem, that switches over there. The football game switches to the smaller tile. This will always be your audio source. In the quadrant view, you can pick which quadrant that you want audio to pull out from, okay? Keep that in mind. So, that's been a great unit. We call it our man cave in the box, okay?
Retail one?
What is the price?
So that's one TV, not 4 panels.
Correct. Yes, I do have that in a video wall product coming up pretty soon. Yep. Now I do have a smaller brother to it. Let's say you don't have 4 cable boxes or don't have 4 sources. You've got 2. You've got 2 cable boxes or a cable box, an Apple TV or Blu-ray player. This is a 2x1. Again, this will switch from source to source, or you can do this, split screen. Okay? Or if you guys remember this.
Yeah, they can't be losing, that's a wrong.
Cardinals are
Score up
losing,
there.
that's.
Oh, the card. Oh. I think they came back in that one. Okay. I keep forgetting to change the slide whenever I come back down to St. Louis. That's funny. Oh man.
We were going to
Yeah, that's right.
That's my fault. All right, so you can also do picture in picture, and that little box right there we can resize and we can put it in different corners if we wanted to. Okay, so you guys remember picture in picture? They took it away. I kind of liked it. I'm not sure about you guys.
So in this, does the larger display still have the audio, or can you decide which?
Your big screen is always going to be your audio. In this split screen, you can choose which audio you want.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll change that slide next time around, okay?
What's the 2x sell for?
The 2x1 was the price on the 2x1. Their cost
Retail,
is,
it's like $249.
yeah, and their cost is $119.
And your cost is.
$119.
And the 4x is how much?
PBS, W21. And
Which one? The
MV, correct. MV.
That's
$599.
Yeah. And then what we'll do is we'll give you a price list that'll have all this stuff on there.
Yeah.
Which one do you sell more of, the 4 or the 2?
The 4.
4. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What's the ratio there?
I'd say it's 3 to 1 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of just small commercial applications, sports bars.
Yeah, sports bars.
Sports bars, even like, what did that one guy order, like 200 for base salons?
Mm-hmm. Nightclub.
That's for nightclubs.
Nightclub, yeah. Yeah, because he bought, projectors and wanted just to do a projector instead of a video wall. All right, so this is our 4x4 matrix, and we'll get into what a matrix is later. However, this has both multi-view and video wall. So this will view all 4 sources onto one screen, just like the 4x1 I passed out, okay? Or it'll do this. So let's say you've got your wall, you mount up 4 TVs onto it. You can do a video wall on all 4 TVs, one image spread across all 4 TVs, right? Have you guys seen this before? They do a lot in bars, a lot in, I saw one at Macy's a couple months ago, so they're starting to do more of these, right? To create an even bigger display, okay? Now this is fixed, meaning it can only do 4 displays. I do have a unit that'll be, you can actually daisy chain them to create a 12, a 16, even a larger video wall unit with multiple displays, okay? And that's actually this guy right here. So this is our 1x4 video wall processor. So what this does is it takes one HDMI in, or you can use a legacy component such as VGA or composite, or even has a USB input, and that's nice because it's got a built-in media player, which is really nice, okay? So you plug in your flash drive, if you got content on there for digital signage, well, this unit will actually loop that and play it for you, okay? And that'll spread it to 4 TVs right out of the box. So you got 4 outputs right here. You've got a loop out. Again, you can take 2 of these units and combine them, and now you've got an 8 TV video wall, okay? So again, this will do a video wall. Let me pass that out. All right, so let's get into our matrix switchers. Any questions on the multi-view and video wall products at all? Good to go? Okay.
Another great thing, guys, with the multi-view products is just price points. So you're eliminating the cost of having to use an actual digital signage TV, which would be upwards of $4 to $8 grand, where you can throw in some of these units for less than $1,000.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, important to note also that unit, based upon our competitors, our price, we beat them
it's about
by a lot.
30 to 40% better.
Right, absolutely. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's get into the matrix switchers. And if you're not familiar with the matrix unit, it is basically a splitter and a switcher combined, okay? Again, a switcher is going to go to one TV and you can switch from source to source. A splitter, you can take one device, one source, and split out to multiple TVs. This does both, okay? Now this is a 4 in, 2 out, 4x2. Whenever I say 4x2, that first number is the number of inputs, that last number is the number of outputs. So we can take 4 sources out to 2 displays. That allows us to take any one of these sources, send them to any TV that we want. Now personally, I like a 4x4 better because let's face it, in houses nowadays, you have more than 2 TVs. It's averaging around 4 TVs per household nowadays, okay? So you can take your Apple TV and I can say, hey, I want that Apple TV in the den, or I want it in the master bedroom or the basement, okay? This allows you to cut down on the amount of sources that you need, okay? In fact, I've got a 4x4 at home. I've cut down from 4 cable boxes to 2, okay? I've got an Apple TV and a PlayStation, and that's it, okay? So I don't need an Apple TV for each TV. I don't need a cable box for each TV. So that's also cut down on the monthly payment I pay to Comcast, or down here you guys have Charter, right? Okay, all right. So ultimate flexibility here. Now this is an HDMI in, HDMI out, and we'll talk about matrix units that can extend over a single cat, right, to get longer length out of it, okay? As far as control, you do have RS-232 for those fancy control systems that we talked about earlier, okay? It's got a LAN port on there. You can plug it into your network, and we can control it via network called IP control. I've got a cool slide later to show you how that works, okay? All right, so this is the first unit, our EVMX44QI. That unit I have over here. So this is 4 in, 4 out. This is similar to the unit I have at home, okay? So the inputs are right in the middle. Your category outputs, this is actually based on the 2006. So it's 164 feet. By the way, the receivers are included in the box for you. It's a quick install kit over there, so there's 4 receivers right in the box, okay? Your cost on that unit is $759. It's a great deal, okay? So let's say dealer about $1,000. For $1,000, your dealer's getting a matrix unit with all 4 receivers. All he's missing is the cabling, okay? The HDMI, the cat cable, okay? So again, I plugged in both my cable boxes, my PlayStation, my Apple TV. My kids obviously love to watch cartoons, right? I don't have to fight with them. I can tell them, hey, no problem. I can move my game to the master bedroom. Just the use of switching this matrix unit, okay? This is gonna route any input to any TV that you want. You can even split out that single source to all TVs if you wanted to, okay? So that's a 4x4 matrix unit. Another key feature is for every category output, you do have an HDMI that is mirrored, okay? That allows you to hook up additional displays. They will be mirrored. So let's say you've got that cat run into this TV right here. You hook up the HDMI, these 2 TVs will display the same thing. It's like a splitter that's built right in, okay? So instead of having to move up to an 8x8, which is obviously more money, you can stick with this and utilize the HDMI outputs if you don't mind duplication. And they don't mind duplication in bars, okay? In restaurants, okay? We went to Buffalo Wild Wings last night, and guess what? You had multiple games shown in different places, right? Okay? As far as switching this unit, I mentioned IP control, okay? And the IP control, if you plug in your network, your router or your switch into that port, well, your network's automatically gonna give this unit an IP address, right? Now, it's not an app, however, it acts just like an app as long as you're at home or you're at that application and you're hooked up to the Wi-Fi network. As long as you do that, you can save this IP address as a shortcut. Looks just like an app. It's an icon right on your iPhone or Android device. Anytime you click on this is actually a screenshot of my own phone. Yeah, this is so easy, my wife uses it at home, okay? And very easy to switch. You can already see I've renamed my inputs and my outputs. So I've got guest bedroom, playroom, master bedroom in the basement. As far as my inputs, I've got the cable box, the PlayStation, the Apple TV, and the Blu-ray player. So let's say I'm playing PlayStation in the kids' playroom, and I shouldn't be, right? Okay? And they come in, they say, hey, Dad, what are you doing? They kick me out, and they want to watch their cartoons. Not a big deal, because I can click on the master bedroom, click on the PS3, this will refresh, and guess what? Now I'm playing PlayStation in the master bedroom. Real easy. Same deal as far as switching the Apple TV back to their playroom, okay? With just a touch of a button, that's it. Okay, very easy. Okay, very seamless. Let's say you want, for some odd reason, play PlayStation in every room. Output all, PS3, that's gonna update, and now you're playing PS3 in every room if you wanted to. You got 2 kids who can't stand each other, wanna play the same game, can't be in the same room, you can use this, okay? All right? There's a bunch of other things that you can do with this. You can turn off your matrix unit, you can hit refresh, we can even do presets. Okay, let's say this is installed in a bar. Okay, Super Bowl comes around. All he has to do, instead of switching every output, click on that, hit Super Bowl, and all the TVs will go to one source, and that source is the Super Bowl. March Madness, you can have different zones set up. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's the mapping right there. That's a setting tab where you can rename your inputs and outputs. You can rename your presets. If you got kids like me, you can even password protect it, lock them out, right? Because guess what? At 9 p.m., you can hit 0 for their room and say no signal at all, right? I'm sure they'll outsmart you in about a month or two, but at least you can do this for the meantime, okay? All right, EDID, okay, again, we talked about EDID. If you're having issues with the TV, you can adjust the EDID, adjust the handshake to make sure that TV works, okay, right with the use of your phone, which is very nice. All right, any questions on the matrix units? Pretty cool? Anybody need one? You bet, right? Very cool. Okay, so let's talk about HD base T. Now, HD base T, if you're not aware of this technology, very cool technology. We use it for extension, okay? Again, the length limitation of HDMI is what again? 66 feet, right? With Redmir, what again? 100 feet, right? After that, we get up to the 2006, right? Which the length limitation is 164 feet, right? Okay? After that point, what do? Well, HD base T will extend your HDMI signal, including video, audio, Ethernet, IR, and even power. We'll talk about that. That's very cool. Up to 330 feet. It's over a single Cat 5e or single Cat 6. That is amazing, okay, as far as the length that it can go, okay? You can absolutely daisy chain these units. In fact, a guy wanted to know if, hey, can I get 1,000 feet if I combine 3 HD base T extenders together? So we tested it out. Absolutely worked. So 1,000 feet, daisy chaining, 3 HD base T extenders together, okay? Very cool technology, okay? There is another version that does 230 feet, which is more, it's a bit cheaper in price, okay? And so the Class A does 330 feet, 100 meters. Class B does 230 feet, 70 meters, okay? So while you get HD base T with all the nice range and features, 330 feet, does Ethernet, okay? Comes at a nice price. So there is a Class B version that is 230 feet over a single Cat. So there's different levels. So we like to think we have a solution depending on what range you need to go to, right? Whether it's 164 feet, 230 feet, or 330 feet. If you need wireless, we can go to 656 feet. If you need 1,000 feet, we can start daisy chaining these HD base T. So we certainly have the solution depending on what range you need, okay, what length you need. Now, this is our brand new extender that we are expecting next month. And the main deal with this is that it does, without to bore you with too much information, full 4K. 4K with HDR, what we talked about, right? The limitation on the HDMI certified premium cables are 25 feet, right? And we get a bunch of calls about people asking, hey, can I get a cable that's longer? Right now, no. Okay, however, when this comes out, this will be a game changer because this will be able to extend full 4K up to 230 feet, okay, single Cat. So this is going to solve a lot of people's problems, okay? Now I mentioned Ethernet, right? Extending Ethernet, right? Going back to this slide right here, right? You got Ethernet and power, okay? We use Ethernet on these extenders, okay, for plugging in a router or a switch on the transmitting unit. That'll combine Ethernet along with your HDMI signals over one single Cat, 230 feet away to that receiving unit. And now you've got 2 hardwired RJ45 jacks. And guess what? It's like a networking switch, right? So you can plug in your PlayStation, your computer, so that way you're hardwired. You don't have to rely on wireless, okay? So let's say you only have one run going to that one room being currently used for Ethernet. Now we got to use it for audio and video. This will combine all of that into one single cable, okay? So we'll have that out next month. We'll actually be the first to market with this extender. Very cool. POH, which is power over HD base T, same deal as the 2006. We only give you 1 power supply. You got 2 power ports on here. You pick and choose which side you want to power up. You don't believe how many calls we still get and saying, hey, there's only 1 power supply in here. Yeah. You're missing one.
I'll just try one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just plug it in and see if it works. Okay. All right. This is our EVEX HD ARC. So again, this will do audio return channel. However, it also has a long range mode. So if you need to do 4K, and again, it's not HDR, it's just 4K. It'll do 4K up to 330 feet or 1080p up to 492 feet. Okay, so a much Longer range extender, that's this guy right here. Does the Ethernet channel like we talked about, okay, transfers Ethernet and still has power over HDBaseT, okay? Very cool unit. Okay, so again, if you need the length and the range, this guy will do it. EVEX HDB1, that's this guy right here. Great value. This is a Class B unit that does 230 feet, okay, 1080p. If you need to do 4K, it will do 4K up to 131 feet, okay. This unit right here will cost you $149 your cost, okay, so it's priced competitively. Very good cost on that, okay. Same deal, POH, so you can power up either side if you wanted to. HDCP 2.2, so it is updated, okay. So it is a cost-efficient HDBaseT extender. All right, before moving on to the matrix units, any questions about the HDBaseT extenders? We good to go? Okay. So with the HDBaseT matrix unit, same deal as the matrix unit I passed around. The main difference is that the outputs go 230 feet instead of 164 feet. So again, if you had an application to where some of the TVs were longer than 164 feet away, this would be the answer. Okay, now it has more bells and whistles, okay, because it has RS-232 pass-through. You can break out audio in the form of analog or digital over here, and you still have some of the mirrored outputs on there as well. Okay. As far as control, same deal with that 4x4 with the IP control. Same deal with the fancy control system, the AMX, the Crestron, the Control4, etc. Okay, so if you want to control it that way. Okay. The receivers are sold separately, but they are POH. So again, if you plug them into the matrix unit, guess what? You're getting power to each receiver without the use of a power supply. Okay. So this is really a pro-grade type matrix unit for you. Okay. Now 4x4 doesn't cut it, you have more sources. We do have this available in an 8, so 8x8, which you guys have downstairs on the shelf, okay? Very nice piece, okay? And then we will have a 16x16 out pretty soon, okay? So think about that, 16 inputs, 16 outputs. That's a very large application or even a large residential application.
Any plans for less inputs and higher output?
That has been talked about in the last product meeting, yes. Yep. We might even do maybe a modular version to where you can even pick inputs and outputs in the form of HDMI over IP. So instead of using a matrix unit, you would have an Ethernet switch, and that'd be your matrix unit, and you can pick inputs or outputs, doesn't matter. If you have a 48 port switch, you can have a 1x47 splitter or a 47x1 switcher, or combined. But absolutely yes. Okay. All right, so let's wrap up with some HDMI troubleshooting products and some audio products. Any questions on the matrix units at all, guys? Still good to go? Okay, still awake? Yeah, okay, good. So this is our IR signal analyzer. This is very cool and very unique because half of the calls that we get tech support wise are always about IR, okay? Guys saying, hey, I installed your extender, however, I'm seeing video and audio okay, but I can't control the cable box downstairs. Why is that? Okay. Well, a lot of people don't know this, but HDMI distribution, like the extenders and the matrix units, they can only handle a certain frequency. And that frequency is anywhere from 20 to 60 kilohertz. Okay. That covers every Blu-ray player imaginable because every Blu-ray player is fixed at 38 kilohertz. That covers most cable boxes. Now, years ago, all cable boxes were at 56 kilohertz. Well, that lands right in 20 to 60 kilohertz, right? It lands right in the range. However, recently, a couple years ago, DirecTV and other manufacturers, they started using crazy frequencies like 93 kilohertz, okay? So it wouldn't want to work with some of our distribution products, and not just ours, our competitors as well, the entire industry. For that, you would have to run a standalone IR kit like the kits that we talked about before, okay? So what you can do with this kit to troubleshoot and to say, hey, is it really the extender, or is it because it's a higher frequency and this stuff just can't handle it? You can turn this guy on, point your remote at it, it will tell you the frequency, it'll tell you the voltage, and how strong that signal coming out of your remote is, okay? So it's a great little tool to find out, hey, is my remote pushing on a frequency that these products just can't handle, okay?
How's the pricing on it?
That one is that $89? $89 your cost, yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. So, you know, figure for $120 dealer, not bad at all. Just for having something in the back of their truck.
Maybe simple times
All right, audio converters and extractors. Any audiophiles here? I'm not, I'm just asking. Okay. Okay, so typically what people like to do is they like to convert digital to analog, right? And how do you do that? Well, we have a little box that can do that. Okay. That is this guy right here. And this will take optical or digital coaxial and convert it to left and right stereo, okay? So out of the box here, you got coax and you got toslink, and that'll convert any of those connections to left and right stereo, okay? If you wanted to go an older amp, like a distribution audio system, like a Pulse Audio 6x6 amp or something like that, you can do that, okay? Take it from an Apple TV, okay? All right.
A 6x6 Pulse amp?
Pulse amp, yeah.
You got one of those?
Yeah, we got one of those, yeah, absolutely.
We have one?
No, you don't.
You should have it.
No, you can bring that.
Yeah. I don't know, but you should definitely bring it up.
You needed to buy one of your credit.
So again, with the Apple TVs, that's a huge deal, right? Because the older Apple TVs, they would have an optical out, but no stereo out. So you can actually convert that digital optical or coaxial to left and right stereo. Okay? Now with the new Apple TVs, they actually don't have an optical out whatsoever, right? So how do we pull audio from the Apple TV? Well, we can pull audio from an HDMI cable, right? An HDMI cable carries along with it video and audio. This guy extracts the audio from the HDMI cable. And actually we've got a new version just out, that's this guy right here. Now the 280573, that is still a current unit, however that is a 1080p unit. Okay, if you're working with a 4K TV and you use this, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get 4K, right? Because this piece is not rated for 4K. It's sort of like a bottleneck, okay? What this piece does is it maintains 4K because it's actually a 4K piece. It's an HDMI 2.0, HDCP 2.2. This is the most up-to-date extractor that you can buy right now, okay? How this works is that you plug in, let's say your Apple TV, into this unit, and that's going out to your TV. This does not change the signal coming out. You still get your audio and video out of your TV. However, let's say you wanted to go to an external amp, right, that had either optical, coaxial, or even stereo. This guy would extract the audio using those connections and would output the audio doing that, okay? So that's this piece right here. We saw a ton of these for the new Apple TVs, okay? All right, so wrapping up with Pulse Audio. If you guys don't have this kit, you guys should absolutely bring this in. This is a great kit, okay? It's 6 in, 6 out, okay? It's 100 watts per zone, okay? A lot of our competitors, they fall short power-wise, okay? A lot of our competitors use 40 watts, 60 watts, even 80 watts. We don't mess around. We just do 100 watts per zone, okay?
So our competition calls it a 12 channel amp.
12 channel amp? You mean they call it that?
Yeah, most of the competition calls them 12 channel. It's really 6 stereo zones.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, there are some zones where you can run one single speaker to, like a bathroom or something like that, and you can split them out, okay? So yes, this could be a 12 channel amp.